All right, what up, y'all? What up, y'all? It's your man Sam Ant here at Viral Hip Hop News. We got some breaking news because the Diddy trial has reached a verdict. I wish I had more time with y'all, man. I really do. I do apologize. I got about a good 15 solid minutes before I got to get up out of here. But I wanted to drop a video talking about the Diddy verdict. 1 second, because my shit's acting crazy. 1 second. All right, cool. All right. So again, a verdict has been reached in the Diddy trial. What's going on, y'all? Y'all go ahead and leave comments as you walk in, as you come in and join the stream. I will not be on long. My time is definitely pressed. I got about 15 minutes before we come on. But I wanted to talk about the Diddy trial real quick because they have reached a verdict. I'm going to share my screen real quick. And you guys leave comments as you come in. Say what's up, right? Here we go right here. Bang. And here it is. What we know about the trial right now, it looks like the jury has reached a verdict after 3 days of deliberation. Yesterday, the jury was told the judge that it reached a verdict on 4 counts against Combs, but could not decide on the racketeering charge. It notes to the judge said that there were jurors with unpersuadable views. Combs faces 5 criminal counts, 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs has viscerously denied all allegations. And as we see, Sean P. Diddy Combs is not guilty of count 1, not guilty of count 2, guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. Count 4, not guilty of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. And count 5, guilty transportation to engage prostitution. So it looks like he was found guilty of 2 out of the 5 counts, not guilty on some of the major counts, one being racketeering, one being RICO. You know what I mean? That was the big one that kind of put him behind bars for life. And that's what we're looking at. What up? Dallas is in the building. Jeff, what's going on with you? How y'all feeling out there? So I'm gonna go ahead and put the audio on real quick so we can give a little bit of a listen as to what's going on exactly. Like I said, I don't have much time, but I definitely want to come on and share this with y'all real quick. So let's take a listen real quick.
Closing arguments, there was even laughter from some of the jurors. It was very clear. Missy Maris and I have talked about this at length, that there was dissent when it came to the racketeering. And I think that it is incredibly powerful that this jury, some were unpersuadable, that overnight they were able, within just an hour, to come to a unanimous verdict on the racketeering conspiracy. I mean, again, Combs, who does not have a lengthy criminal record, this is somebody that Mann Act, it's a 10-year mandatory maximum. It's unlikely that he would get that full 10 years. So this is a man that could see a few years behind bars. Again, this is a very emotional day. We are expecting the attorneys to give a press conference. The prosecutors have said that they will be giving a written statement. They will not be speaking today.
Hey, bro, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, family. Shout out to you, brother.
Children. They plan to address
He3. I don't know how to say your name, man,
and
but
we do think that there
brother.
could be a statement from Combs himself later today. But in a very emotional scene in the courtroom. And I just want to remind everyone that over the last 7 weeks, although there were 34 witnesses that took the stand, Combs' team not calling a single witness and resting their case in just 30 minutes. I want to describe the scene behind me now. You have what I like to call citizen journalists. These are live bloggers, Instagrammers, TikTokers, filming every single day, live streaming what's happening here. There is a massive crowd gathering. There's about 100 people here right now. Some people are
all right, so I'm going to turn off the audio real quick, and I'm going to run through the verdict once more. Count 1, racketeering conspiracy. He was found not guilty. Count 2, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. He was found not guilty. Count 3, transportation to engage in prostitution. He was found guilty. Count 4, sex trafficking by force. God damn it. Sex trafficking by force. He was found not guilty. And count 5, he was found guilty. And I believe that was engaging in transportation with prostitution or some shit like that. So go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put this real big for you guys. What are y'all thinking, though, man? What are you thinking? We talked all along that when we looked at this case, it did not seem as if they had enough evidence to charge this brother with a RICO. Chicago's in the building. What's going on with you, family? Dallas. I'll be out in Dallas in a couple months. probably about the end of nah, I'm tripping. Like November, I'll be in Dallas, man. I can't wait to go out to Dallas. So again, we see the verdict right here. I stopped on count 4, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. He's found not guilty. And count 5, transportation. Like I said, to engage in prostitution, he was found guilty. Now, does this mean he'll get any legitimate jail time? Does this mean he'll get time served? I don't know. I know that the main charges that he was found now guilty on held the highest penalty in the situation. So if he was hit with that RICO, if he was hit with that racketeering, he might have been looking at some serious time, some football numbers. Count 2, some serious time. Sex 3 or count 4, some serious time. So transportation to engage in prostitution, transportation to engage in prostitution. That's the same fucking shit. Don't that say, am I tripping? Transportation to engage in prostitution, transportation to engage in prostitution. It's the same shit. It's the same count. Anyway, he was found guilty on both those counts. Not surprising. If he was found guilty on one, why wouldn't he be found guilty on the other? But 1, 2, and 4, he was found not guilty. So will Diddy do any jail time? Will he see any jail time? Or will he go home today? Will the judge say, okay, we will wait for a sentence on these 2 charges and you can get out on bail? Will they get him as time served and will he walk out as a free man today? We shall see. But we've been talking about this case since it started. And since about the first week of this situation, it seemed as though the prosecution was trying to wrap their case around a nasty relationship, a very toxic relationship involving himself and Cassie, involving a bunch of prostitutes, a bunch of drugs, and a bunch of sex. Right. And although it was very disturbing to listen to, although it was very uncomfortable at times to hear some of these testimonies, because as a human being, you don't want you never really want the conversations of your bedroom brought public. Right. And every conversation imaginable about what Diddy does in the bedroom was brought to the public. Right. And that's nasty in itself. But then you look at the abuse, you look at the video that we seen at the Intercontinental Hotel a couple months ago where he made a statement on it. We've heard different testimonies from Cassie about the abuse that she's endured. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody's comfortable hearing that. And they tried to paint this dude as a monster. And in some instances, he was a monster. But was he racketeering? Was he involved in a RICO? No, he was not. And I think that was a serious malpractice on the prosecution side on presenting a case in sex trafficking and racketeering and conspiracy. That wasn't the case. And I firmly believe if this was brought to the state and Diddy was convicted of domestic violence or anything of that nature, he'd be found guilty, and deservingly so. Deservingly so, because he has done that. But to say that he is involved in a RICO and he's taking prostitutes and crossing them over state lines and he's trafficking women, and in the beginning, if y'all don't remember, it was conversations about him trafficking even children. We didn't hear anything of the sort in that nature. So for that reason, man, I'm not mad at this at all. And if you're going to find him guilty, like I said, at count 3, how the hell can you not find him guilty at count 5? It's the same damn thing. What Hassan Rice said, I wanted to read this real quick. Brothers, be careful flying chicks out on lavish weekends because he's a creep, but they had no reason to find him guilty. He was guilty of not remembering his place with those big wigs. And I could not agree more. It was so much more to this situation than him just being guilty of racketeering and all that. He did something to piss somebody off, and then all this came out. And in the court of public opinion, this dude is already guilty. I don't know what this means for his life moving forward, because eventually he will get out of prison. If he is put in prison for an X amount of time, and I don't see it being long, what would life look like when he does get out? We know Diddy, he's a chronic winner. So he's just going to walk out and act like everything's back to normal. Y'all know everything about me now. Everything is out there. I got shit to lose. So what's up? Right? Or will he kind of fall back and take a step back and get out of the public light? In my opinion, I think he's about to get right back out there. Let me read this. Where am I going in Dallas? I don't know. Honestly, bro, I don't really know where at in Dallas yet. But if I get details, I'll let you know. Like I said, I should be out there in August. Not August, I'm tripping. I should be out there in November. I did have a film that I auditioned for in Dallas at the end of the month in July. I don't think I got that film, but I was excited to get out there, man. But I'm definitely coming out there sometime in November. When I find out where, bro, I'll let you know. Follow me on Instagram, Sam I Am Viral on Instagram, SAMIMVIRAL. and stay in the loop with me, man, and I'll keep you in contact on that. They said, give dog probation and move on. I agree with that. This is the statement right here. No, not that one. Like a pimp. So was Hugh Hefner ever convicted of any of these charges? Was Larry Flint ever convicted of any of these charges? Like, this is to me, outside of the abuse, and I don't know what kind of abuse, if there was any abuse at all involving Hugh Hefner or Larry Flint or anything like that, but they had very public, very freaky ass lifestyles, and it's no different than what Diddy's doing outside of the domestic violence, right? I'm not putting that in there, but yeah, man, I'm not surprised. I am surprised that we had to endure and go through all of this shit, but here we are. Here we are. Yeah, not guilty on 2 counts, my man. You see it right there. Racketeering, not guilty. Count 2, not guilty. 3, guilty. 4, not guilty. And 5, guilty. And if somebody can help me out in the chat on count 3 and count 5 and why they're exactly the damn same, I'd appreciate that. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, man, I got to get up out of here soon. I definitely wanted to come on real quick. I got some moves to make. I was hoping we could get some conversation or some live statements from either the prosecution or the defense. I even heard that Diddy may be making a statement about this situation, so we shall see. But again, Diddy not guilty on 3 of the 5 counts. He was found guilty on count 3 and count 5, which was, I believe, here it is, transportation to engage in prostitution. And what does that mean? You drive to get a prostitute? So if I drive to go get a prostitute, I'm guilty? That's whack. That's kind of corny. But it is what it is. What my man Hassan said one more time. They need to check out the white billionaires called the Yacht Boys. Yo, there's a lot of people doing a lot of work. I was listening to Gary Owens and Ali Sadiq yesterday on their podcast, right? And they weren't naming any names, man, but they clearly have seen some freaky ass shit go down in some of these Hollywood circles. And it did not surprise them what they heard from Diddy. Now, granted, hearing certain maybe graphic details may have surprised them or disturbed them, but the activity and the behavior did not. This type of shit goes on all the time. Why they chose Diddy in this situation is beyond me. And if they were going to choose him based off of the fact of the video we saw a couple months ago involving him abusing Cassie, then damn it, this should have went to the state. He should have been charged with domestic violence, and he should be prosecuted on domestic violence. Not all that other shit. Not all that other shit. Okay, got you. Hold on. Here we go. Why is that coming up? There we go. Nimrod Babylon, because of the 2 different victims. Okay, so that's why he was convicted on 3 counts. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Appreciate that. At all. He ain't the only one to have freak offs. In fact, there's probably more people out there having freak offs than it isn't, to be perfectly honest with you. But look, I got to get out of here, man. I wish I had longer to chill with y'all, man. I got to get up out of here. If any more news does come about, I will jump back on, even if I got to jump in my car real quick and talk about it. I got to make some moves today. So y'all have a great productive day. Again, Diddy not guilty on 3 out of the 5 charges. Will he walk free today? We shall see. Will he make a statement today? We shall see. And if he does any of that, we will definitely bring it here on Viral Hip Hop News, whether it be in my studio, in the car, wherever I got to do it. We getting it done, man. Till next time, till next story. I appreciate each and every one of y'all saying, man, CEO of the brand Viral Hip Hop News. Love y'all. I'm out.